there a method that works 100% of the time? Is it okay to follow manifestation even though I'm Christian? How do you keep the habit of manifestation? Can you manifest mental health? How to make it work faster? This video has the potential to kind of change your life, so there might be something that I say in this that will literally be the answer to bringing your manifestation to life. So many frequently asked questions that I get on a daily basis in my DMs, in my comments. Thank you for asking your questions. And if you have any more, leave them down below. Okay, this one I really related to. It was, I'm stuck between chasing what I want and letting things flow my way if they were mine. I was actually experiencing this too because I knew that I kind of wanted certain things, but I didn't know if I wanted certain things bad enough. Then I was like, okay, maybe I should just like let things kind of flow, and whatever the universe has in store for me, I'm just gonna let flow into my life. The way that I dealt with this and the way that makes me feel so calm about this is I focus on the feelings rather than the desire itself. Like I focus on the feelings that I desire instead of an object or say like a paycheck or a person. Because when you focus on the feelings, then the experience will come naturally. That is literally the law of attraction. Focusing on this emotion will only raise your vibrations and will create momentum, which might even give you the inspiration to have something that you really want and focus on a goal that you really desire. But for now, just focus on the emotions. That'll give you such a fulfilling life. Is there a method that works 100% of the time? Okay, I've gotten this question 80,000 trillion kajillion times. The only method that works 100% of the time is the method that you believe works 100% of the time. I know that sounds so stupid. A huge part of manifestation and how so many rich, famous, successful people, when they talk about what they did to manifest, they always talk about the power of delusion. If it was so easy to imagine something that you don't have as yours, then everyone would do it and everyone would be living their dream life. That top 1% or the amount of people that are so unbelievably successful, they always talk about people thought I was crazy for thinking that I'd be able to accomplish this, but look where I am now. Because you will feel kind of delusional when you're, say, in high school and you're like, I want to be making $5,000 a month, and right now you make $100 a month. That's obviously seen as delusional and kind of crazy to society today. But if you don't think about society's opinions, and if you truly believe in the law of attraction and manifestation, look up success stories so you can build your confidence in it. If you are completely confident that what you think is going to come about will come about, then it will. So there's no like one manifestation ritual that works 100% of the time, unless it's the one that you use and that you think will work. The different types of manifestation practices, there's like a bunch of different types because there's a bunch of different people. And some people seem to connect more visually to their desires. Some people, they need to hear affirmations like repeated back to them. So that's why there's podcasts and meditation and journaling. So many different ways. So you just need to try out whichever way feels the most authentic and will give you the most confidence. Is it okay to follow manifestation even though I'm Christian? Okay, I got so many questions on the religion versus law of attraction debate. I feel like this is such a debate online. I'm just gonna focus on Christianity right now because I get a lot of those questions, but this can also work with different religions. So there are a lot of Bible verses that actually align with the principles of the law of attraction. So let me go through a couple of them. And God made the beast of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. So this is basically saying God is the ultimate creator, and he's also the architect and the designer and just basically the whole designer of people and everything and life itself. And us as humans were created in God's image, exactly how we were meant to be. You were born exactly how you were meant to be born. Your brain is the exact brain you were meant to have, your body as well. God empowered us to manifest miracles in his name. If he didn't want us to be able to manifest things by being aware of our thoughts, putting ourselves in high vibrational circumstances and high vibrational emotions, he wouldn't have made that possible. And be not conformed to this world, but ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. So this basically revolves around the cognitive reframing, which is a very used term in the law of attraction, which is basically turning your negative thoughts into positive thoughts. And this verse is basically saying if you need any help in reframing your thoughts or turning your negative thoughts into positive thoughts, then look to the Bible. We're not dismissing the Bible, we're actually using the Bible and God and his words to help us in becoming more positive and to have a more optimistic view of life. So if you're feeling scared or like you need hope or like you need relaxation, whatever you need, you can always turn to the Bible, and the Bible will help you reframe your thoughts so that you can manifest what you want. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. So this Bible verse is basically reminding us that we become what we think about and who we think we are. So we have to control our thoughts and make sure that we're aware of when we're thinking negatively on ourselves ourselves, because that'll just manifest into our reality. The law of attraction doesn't mean that we're giving only credit to the human's mind. We're giving credit to God, who created the human's mind, who you will be working hand in hand with to manifest these desires. So I think there's a ton of misconceptions with religion versus the law of attraction, and if you research it more, you can definitely find the similarities and where they align. Why do you keep seeing angel numbers but don't see anything happening in reality? I get this question so much. I'm literally gonna say that for every question. Okay, so the use and kind of point of angel numbers is they want to convey a spiritual or divine message from source energy or the universe or God, whatever you believe in, to the human on earth. These little pattern of numbers like 111, 222, 333, they're all based in numerology, which specific sequences of numbers and specific numbers have different vibrational frequencies that align with certain meanings. So when people say 333 is my angel number, it's because they keep seeing 333 around in their daily life, and it doesn't even have to be the same number all the time. The reason why I get so excited when I see these angel numbers around and constantly is because I know that there's no such thing as a coincidence, and I was meant to see this number all the time. I will look up the meaning and the frequency and the message that that number is trying to tell me, and it serves as like a keep going, or you're in the right direction, or your manifestation is coming, or don't lose hope. Everything's divine timing, everything's coming together, and my manifestation is coming because I wouldn't have noticed this number and I wouldn't have seen it if it didn't have some meaning in my life. How can I have a high vibration all the time even when I'm sad? Okay, another misconception about law of attraction. I don't like the term that's associated with it. I don't like this quote, the positive vibes only, because that is so unrealistic. Then it kind of makes people seem like they can never be sad. The law of attraction and manifestation is not about being happy all the time. It's about being conscious and having awareness over our emotions and over our thoughts so that we can use them to our advantage. And if we didn't have sad moments in our life, and if we didn't go through life in a kind of upward, downward emotional roller coaster, then no experience and no emotion would ever be seen as really good. I'm thankful for like the sad times, because when I'm happy, it just makes my happiness so much better. When I'm feeling sad, I kind of feel some comfort in that, low key, right now, and I used to never feel like that. But I know that a lot of things have to fall apart before everything comes true for you. Don't be scared to cry when you're sad or show sad emotions. Also, because crying releases a lot of excess emotions, and that's why I always feel so much better after crying, or like after talking about what is making me sad or what is making me angry. Okay, but some tips that I have for manifesting while you're in a sad state or not like the best place in your life is recognize your emotions, don't push them away, go through them, but don't stay in them. This could be the final step or the final challenge that you have to go through in order to receive your manifestation. If you think of it more as an obstacle or the universe testing you, like, can she handle this desire that I'm about to give her? Like, can she handle this responsibility of a new job that I'm gonna give her? Every single time that I have been at my lowest, I have come out so much stronger, which is why people always say you never lose, you only learn. I'm going on so many different tangents right now, but I'm just trying to get this message across that it doesn't have to always be I'm sad, period. That's bad. Poet, start small. It would be kind of really hard to be sitting in your room that is dirty, that you don't have any motivation to get out of bed, and it's kind of hard to imagine yourself manifesting living in a mansion with your dream partner, being the most confident, best version of yourself that you've ever been in your life. You know, it's really hard, and if you do want to do that, props to you, but it can be really hard when you feel like everything is going wrong. So I would just say start small to create momentum. I listened to the Magic Manifestation and Mindset podcast by Michaela J, and she has taught so much about momentum. It is just so true. When you say you just want to manifest a cup of coffee today, a free cup of coffee, or manifest a sale on a piece of clothing that you've been wanting, start really small, and then once that manifestation comes, you'll feel like, oh, I kind of did that. Like, that's kind of cool. Let me try for another thing and make it a little bit bigger, and then a little bit bigger. And it's a snowball effect, and then you'll feel like luck is on your side. Like, you'll feel like the universe is on your side, and then that'll turn into a subconscious belief that I'm always lucky, things are always working out for me, and I can manifest literally everything that I want. And that belief and that confidence will lead you to manifesting the ultimate desire of the mansion and the happiest, healthiest version of yourself. The last thing I would say is just practicing gratitude, because gratitude is the highest frequency emotion that humans can feel. I feel like if you're putting more weight on the positive things in your life than you are in the negative things in your life, there's absolutely no way that that can make you feel worse. I've already been talking for 25 minutes. No! How do you start manifesting? I have a whole series playlist on my channel about manifestation. I will link that in the I'll also link it down below. How to be present. I'm actually really impressed that a lot of people ask this because a lot of people don't know the importance of being present and how that can kind of help you with your manifestations. Being present will, one, help you be more grateful for what you have right now, and two, it'll connect you a lot to your body, which is why I love working out and doing yoga, because it's like I have no exterior distractions. This is like only me focusing on my body and focusing on raising my vibration, because if you're always like thinking of the past or thinking of the future, then it's hard to kind of connect to yourself, feel grounded, or like connect to the universe and feel like you're actually manifesting. You will never regret feeling more present in your life. A couple things I like to do to become more present in my life are just using my 4 senses. So I would say 5 senses, but sometimes you can't like eat something. What is one green thing that I can see? What do I smell right now? What do I feel right now? What sounds am I hearing right now? This actually has been hard for me. Like, because I always have music playing, or because I always am like watching something in the background, I feel like I was never really present in my life. I was just kind of going through the motions, kind of felt robotic. Silence definitely helps me. Meditation, journaling, and even just doing these little manifestation rituals definitely helps me feel present. How do you release your manifestation while having faith that it will come? This is so important in any manifestation, putting in all of your rituals and doing your little affirmations or whatever you want to do. And then the last step is to detach from it and like release it. But I know that can be really hard to detach from it when you're like impatient and you want it to happen. So first of all, remind yourself that you did the work. If you like wanted it bad enough, then you would have done the work. You would do your rituals because you were just so inspired and you want it so bad. And coming up with the thought and coming up with the desire is actually the hardest part of the whole thing, because you're basically just coming up with something out of thin air. That's literally the hardest thing. That's what I've been reading in my book too. The next step, like after coming up with a desire, is just the natural law of the universe of bringing it to you. When you set a manifestation and when you put this goal and when you're like, universe, I want this to happen to me and it's going to happen and I'm so grateful that it's going to happen, the universe might just send you for a whirlwind. A whirlwind. The universe will literally throw every single possible obstacle at you to see if you can become the highest version of yourself that can handle this manifestation. If you literally feel like the universe is like beating you down and you're like, what's going on? It's because you were not ready for the manifestation when you put it in place. But now the universe is like, okay, you asked for this, so now it's going to shape you into the person that deserves and that can handle this manifestation. And remember that you are always closer than you were yesterday, because every single day we think hundreds of thousands of thoughts. If you are choosing those thoughts, then the majority of them will be positive and a couple of them will be centered around your manifestation. If you are doing manifestation practices, you'll always be closer than you were yesterday. Plus, knowing that the law of attraction and manifestation works even when we don't see it and even when we don't believe in it. It is literally a universal law that is backed by science, but we're lucky that you and I are people that believe in it and are people that know how to use it to our advantage and to use it for good. And if you truly believe that, then you'll find it way easier to detach from your manifestations. Can you manifest mental health? 100% yes, you can manifest mental health and physical health. We've seen it happen 8 million times before. I remember this one specific scene in The Secret, which is the movie about the law of attraction, and it was when this man got in like a huge devastating plane crash. It was so serious and he ended up in the hospital, and the doctors literally said there's a 0% chance of you walking ever again. This guy made up in his mind that he was going to walk out of the hospital, and within a matter of a few months, I think it was, he walked out of the hospital. Like 0% chance of walking. He obviously put in the work and had to go into like rehab and blah blah blah, but he believed that he was going to walk. If he can do that, and there have been so many thousands of stories similar to that, then you can definitely manifest a positive change in your mental health. Obviously, I've talked a lot about how manifestation is so much about emotions and every emotion has a frequency. So if you're wanting to heal your mental health, you're wanting to just feel higher frequency emotions more often and feel less of the low frequency emotions. A great way to do this is to put yourself in those high vibe emotions by putting yourself in high vibe situations. And this doesn't even mean like typically high vibe, but high vibe to you. If you're like, I really feel like laying in bed and watching Netflix all day, I feel like I'll feel so relaxed if I do that, do that. But if you know subconsciously that that's not going to help you, then maybe force yourself yourself and be your own biggest cheerleader here and force yourself to do something that you know will actually fulfill you or make you happy, even if it's for 2 seconds. That's 2 seconds longer than just sitting down and doing nothing. And once you do this more often, it's gonna be like a snowball effect, just like the momentum thing that I mentioned before. The more that you feel of these emotions, the more confidence you will feel, the more lucky you will feel, and therefore the more lucky you are. Once again, gratitude is the healthiest human emotion that we can feel. That's why so many people have healed from illnesses and mental health illnesses just by being grateful for what they have and by believing that they're going to get better. Focusing on abundance and all the good things in your life, what you focus on expands, so you will receive more of those good things. And that's why a lot of people who are sick and in the hospital or have a lot of mental health problems, they tend to focus on the lack. Like they tend to focus on like, I am so unhappy and I have like a lack of happiness and a lack of joy and a lack of fulfillment, and that just brings on more lack. And feeling this lack and focusing on the lack will actually stop your mind from repairing itself. Trust me when I say if you focus on the good things, more good things will come. Also, using affirmations to put this automation in your mind. I was reading Think and Grow Rich and he stressed affirmations and automation a lot, which is basically repeating these affirmations even at first if they don't seem real or if they seem so just like awkward and unrealistic. That's kind of the point though, because if they were realistic, then like you already have believed them. But basically repeating these affirmations, say like 5 times in the morning, 5 times at night, there's no like real number, but every single day, making it a habit, that turns your mind into automation mode. So it's basically like creating this subconscious belief. When you think of your desire, you'll automatically think of the positive, you'll automatically think of the abundance, and you won't automatically think of the limiting beliefs, which is what humans tend to think about first. Do I have to act on my manifestations for them to happen, or will they happen naturally? You do have to put in the action and put in whatever you can do to make that goal of yours come to life, and that's definitely just going to speed up the process. So you have to have the desire and the belief that it will happen, and then you have to put the action in, whatever you think that is, whatever you feel inclined to do, and the universe will take care of the rest. How to make it work faster? Okay, this is a loaded question, but I'm gonna try to condense my answer. The first thing is make sure that you are not putting a how on how this is going to happen for you. The how, that's the universe's problem, okay? So once you release that and kind of become detached from the how, make sure to not overdo it with the rituals. A lot of people tend to think that if you do the rituals more often, journaling and stressing and constantly thinking about this manifestation, you're obsessed with it and you can't think about anything else. That will actually put so much stress and almost negative energy around the idea of that desire, and you'll be limiting the universe on how many paths it can use to bring that desire to you. Don't put pressure on it because it will come at the best time for you. There have been a lot of people and instances, even in my life, that have said, I'm so happy that I didn't receive this at that time because 1, I was definitely not ready and I could not have handled that, and 2, another thing came that was way better for me at that moment, and I'm so glad that I was open and that I didn't overdo it with stressing this, I need this like right now. But if you do want to help kickstart the process, just make sure that you know that emotions put every manifestation into high gear, into like speeding territory, just because they have vibrational frequencies and it's just like raising the vibration. So whenever you are doing your little manifestation rituals, whether that's journaling, or affirmations, or scripting, or creative visualization, just make sure that you are feeling all the positive emotions that you would feel if you had it, and that will speed it up. What to do with the letters, journals, and diaries after getting them done, like after completing them? This is such a good question. I actually love to keep all of mine. I have never thrown out a journal because I like to use them as inspiration and to also look back and remember where I was like a year ago versus where I am right now. And I definitely use this when I'm feeling a little bit self-conscious or a little bit not confident in myself or with my manifestations, because I'm like, wow, I have been through so much and I'm in a completely different spot than I was last year. If a manifestation has come true, then I would like to look at what affirmations I was using and which ones really connected with me and which ones worked the best. And I also like to highlight things that like really help, so I can just like flip through and find the highlighted things. How do you keep the habit of manifestation? I tried but can't get used to it. I actually went through this time where I felt like pressure to manifest. Like I felt like I wasn't doing enough, or I was like bored of it. I was like, I don't want to do this today when I have to do my manifestation, my journaling. What I realized is, 1, my desires, I didn't even want them that bad. Like actually, if you're not like motivated to journal or do your manifestation practice exes and you probably don't want them that bad. Like the desire that you have should excite you and should motivate you to do your rituals because it's so worth it. But also don't feel the need to constantly be working towards a goal because I feel like that also puts pressure on you. Do what I said before and focus on the feelings and the emotions. Those naturally have brought experiences to me that make me feel those emotions. Do you know what does that spiritual candle smoke thing do? Okay, I actually get so many questions on this because you know like people on TikTok when they're doing that little like smoke candle thing, it's actually incense. A lot of them have different scents and different scents help bring about certain emotions, and also the smoke helps to cleanse the aura or cleanse the energy so that you can create this like healing space for you to do manifestation, to journal, or to do yoga or Pilates in. It just creates a nice high pure energy environment. Okay, what happens if someone is manifesting the exact same thing as you? For example, the same house. This is kind of like a societal way of thinking that there's like only so much to go around. There's literally infinite amount of stuff to go around because everything on this earth has been manifested. So it's no difference to manifest another thing and to bring it into reality. This same house, say, like I'm gonna use her example, if two people are manifesting the same thing, and if they both truly are meant to have that house, it will work itself out. Maybe they'll end up living together. Maybe another house exactly the same will come in the exact same spot, just like a little bit over. Don't limit your mind to think of what can happen because crazier things have happened. But also one of those people can actually come to realize that that house wasn't the best thing for them. And there's a better house that better fits their needs that will come into their reality if they're constantly thinking what happens to me is for my best self and everything that comes to me is meant for me. And the last question that I'm going to answer, even though I wish I could have answered so many more, like there were so many other good ones, but one is visualization important for manifesting? I find it hard to visualize. It's kind of almost better if you can't visualize. The main thing that you need to focus on is the emotion. So focus on like the feeling. Everyone can feel things, literally everyone. Not everyone can visualize, so you don't even have to like see it in your mind, but the emotion is the thing that like truly brings it to life and truly will attract it to you. I just love giving all these tips and squashing all these rumors because manifestation has literally changed my life and so many other people's lives. I really want you to be able to use it and to understand it. If you have any more questions, comment them down below or DM me or let me know if I should do another one of these videos. This is kind of like a series, so I'm definitely probably gonna be doing another one. I love you guys so much and I will see you in my next video. Bye.